Okay, welcome to the channel. It's all about the blues harmonica, so thumbs up and subscribe. Okay, here's a really good tip for you today. Alright, sometimes I throw out these little gems. It's up to you to pick them out. You might have to trawl through all my videos. And of course, you know, I tend to play mic'd up on a lot of them at the start, which is really not necessarily to do with what I'm talking about, but I do it because it's a body of work. I do it in the moment, and that improvisation that goes down is a story for time. It's not contrived, it is what it is, like a painting. Some things I'm showing as a demonstration, other things I'm doing just because I fancy blowing over a track and letting my mind go and showing people how we tell stories. Sometimes they're great stories, sometimes they're not so great stories, because you work in the moment. You work in the moment in time that you're in, and you work on what's happening around you, politically, awareness, sport. You're not conscious of these things in one sense, but you're letting your mind kind of go blank. But all these influences of the times that we're living at the moment, 2025, they should be incorporated into your improvisations. I know that sounds a bit strange, but really, you know, that's kind of how it should be if you're looking at it from a sort of like a different intellectual level. But it's not an esoteric thing. You know, particularly in blues, it's very accessible for everyone, of course. Now, pitch and rhythm. I've talked about this before in terms of readers, but, you know, as session players and all the rest of it, what we do. But as an improviser, you know, it would really help if you're learning to improvise to do this when you're learning. All right? It's so important, and it really will facilitate you. So, just listen at this. Alright, ba-doo boo da ba da da doo da doo, bap bap. Rhythm. Let's put it into context, now we can put it into different keys, and that's how we work. Listen. Change key. Change key. Change key. Alright? Change key. Etc. And I can do that in all 12 keys. Musicians, improvisers should do. Alright? It's really important. And it's not too difficult. And I have techniques that I show people to get to this stage fairly quickly. Alright? Just have a little bit of conviction and you'll get there. And whoever's coaching you should be showing you this. Okay? Right, so see what I was doing there? Ba-doo boo da ba da da doo da doo. Bap bap. And then we put it into context, into pitch. Okay? So, I have lessons for intervals. Okay, how to work all your intervals. There are some below, I've got in the description. I have to trawl through my videos for those. I think I might put some in the playlist. And how I go about doing it when we put things into rhythm. Because if you've got the rhythm in your head, then you should be playing it. Because all music is pitch and rhythm. It's primarily about rhythm. Okay? And I'm suggesting here, and this is the tip for today, that when you listen to improvised music and you're starting to develop, A, you listen to what you like, alright? And B, when you're listening to the stuff, alright, to pick it out, think about the rhythmic concept first, okay? So you need to be able to sing the rhythms. I mean, that's how, as a jazz saxophonist, we started to lay down all the Charlie Parker stuff in your head. And then you move to Coltrane. Coltrane's different because we're working on a different cycle exercise thing. A lot of guys just drop out on that one. But in terms of the bebop thing, you want to hear rhythmic concepts. And it's the quickest way to learn to do it. You've got to concentrate, but we start with little bits and then we work out. That's how we all do it. Alright, it's not rocket science, but you have to show a little bit of application. Alright, that's the main thing. And that's the tip for today that I can give you, is that You need to, not only, if you're a sight reader, as I said on others, if you're a sight reader, we often as jazz players put it into pitch and rhythm so they learn to do things at speed. If you've been a trained drummer, you've got a great advantage over reading the time there, okay, as a drummer. But that aside, that's a really good way to do it, okay. But get that rhythmic concept in your head when you hear a rhythm. Do da do da da. Doodle da 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 do. Doodle da 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 ba do da bop. Ba ba. Ba da da fa ba dum ba do da da. That kind of thing, see? So then eventually it's all there and there's endless vocabulary. It's about telling a story. Alright, you can get me for lessons on Harpo the Wicks. Check out the pods below. Have a look also through the videos. Have a look in the playlist. There's lots of good stuff there to give you indicators. And if you've got a regular guy that you see, ask them. Ask them to show you that concept. If they're not showing you it, then, you know, instead of getting there in 5 and 10 years, it's going to take you 50 to 100 years and you'll probably never get there. Alright? So, there's no shortcuts. You've got to knuckle down and stick in. But once you learn to sit on the tightrope, you're off and running. Alright, stay safe out there. I'll catch you on the rebound.